what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Protective Film Solutions. Today is a very special day for us because we have a very near and dear project to us. Kind of emphasizing off the project from last year for SEMA 2019. So we have a project that's here that was supposed to be unveiled at SEMA 2020. Unfortunately, with everything going on, that is not going to happen, but the project is still coming together. The final build is going to be released with the Toyota Tread Pass. It's going to be a virtual tour. The car's next to me right now. I'm really excited because this was a long time coming. This is a long-time client of ours who has a very high attention to detail, somebody that I relate to very well with these projects. I love the attention to detail that he puts into it. And without further ado, we have the most badass 2020 Toyota Supra that you guys will probably ever see. So take a look at the car. So this is definitely one of the craziest Supra builds I've seen. Not just crazy, but again, the attention to detail you'll see. And to kind of show you guys more of that, we have Daniel here. Daniel, come on over. So, hey, this is our longtime client and friend, Daniel Song. He has an insane amount of attention to detail, which he apologizes for. I appreciate it. The guys do too. It takes a lot of work to make this stuff happen, but when it does, it comes together. You get this. So tell us more about the car because there's a lot of new one-off parts from your build last year.
Yeah, so last year when you guys helped me with the version 1 car, the Supra had only been on the market now for about 45 days. So we were just seeing the first stuff available for the Supra. So there wasn't a lot of choices. You just kind of had to go with what was available.
Yeah.
A year later, I had an opportunity to sell the version 1 car, and believe it or not, this is a brand new Supra.
Oh yeah.
And we started with a blank slate.
Yeah.
Now there's obviously a lot more options available, including aero, wheel, suspension. And so I have a build partner, his name is Johnny of Terminal Brand, and he helped me source this Veris kit. And what's interesting about this is this debuted in January 2020 at the Tokyo Auto Salon on Veris's demo car. And obviously because the COVID challenges, the car sat there because there was nobody producing or anything. So the molds weren't ready, nothing was ready.
Yeah.
And for a lot of the SEMA builders, when SEMA also got canceled, everyone just kind of assumed everything was just kind of on pause.
Yeah.
Toyo Tires is like, nope, we're still doing a virtual event. We need you to finish the car.
Yeah.
And that's when I gave Johnny a call and said, Johnny, we need to get on it with Veris. And there was a lot of phone calls made, a lot of frantic stuff done, but we got the first kit produced off the mold, air freighted overnight from Japan. This arrived probably about 3 weeks ago, believe it or not. So we had to fit, trim, modify, paint, and install this kit in less than 3 weeks. And like you said, it's all about the attention to detail. So,
and that's where, that's what I want to kind of show, because so the first year, there's nothing wrong with the kits that were used, but everyone used the exact same kit. So everyone put it together a different way. Yours was put together very cleanly.
Thank you.
But with this kit, there's even more detail. So it kind of explained when the kit gets put together, obviously certain things get riveted on, they get cut up.
Yeah.
Things that are hidden underneath the wheel well. So kind of explain more about why this makes it so unique.
So again, everything is about, even the stuff you don't see, you should do very nicely.
Correct.
So down to like cutting the OEM fenders.
Correct.
You'll see a lot of guys that do wide bodies where when you remove the kit, you can just tell they just mangle through it. It looks like a dog just chewed through their fenders.
Yeah.
We'll actually cut it, sand it, grind it down, refill it, and we'll make it look like an OE fender, right?
Yeah.
So the best compliment I got was when the fenders were off the car, I went to a gas station to gas up, and the guy looked at the car and just like, cool car, and didn't even realize that the fenders were all cut off. It looked like OE fender, right? And so, so we go in, and I have a friend, his name is Tuan from Pigment. He helps me do the bodywork and the execution of the fitment. So we go through, we dry fit, we mock, we backfill, we sand, all the edges. So you'll notice a lot of the places where the kit meets the body, there's no rubber welting or anything to hide, right? Because you'll see a lot of these wide body kits, and they're running rubber weather stripping
gaskets.
Gaskets, essentially to hide panel gaps. And so if you walk around the car, you'll notice that it's a paper thin flush fitment all the way across, and that's what we want to spend time on. Some people will go out there and slap on a kit, vinyl wrap it, nothing wrong with vinyl wraps, and they'll do it in 48 hours.
And say, imperfections.
Yeah, and they say, I'm done. And they'll show up to SEMA and they're like, I have a vinyl wrap kit that has no body work, no fit. And the internet loves it. Instagram, it doesn't show all of that. And so that's the big thing for me. My thing is, it's not just about building a cool looking car, but it's all about the execution. And,
Absolutely.
And most of that gets lost on the internet, or YouTube or Instagram. But I know it.
Yeah.
You can lie to the internet.
Yeah.
You can't lie to yourself.
No, and you see it in person, and that's when you can appreciate the gaps, the fitment, and everything
exactly,
else.
Exactly.
It makes sense. So the kit's obviously the craziest part, I think, immediately.
Yeah.
But kind of going around the car, there's still a lot more that's on it. So kind of going down the line, besides the kit, what's kind of the next step on the build, if you will?
Yeah.
What you guys have to do to accomplish the car?
So a lot of the components were stepped up from last year. We're running front and rear Brembo GTS brakes. Last year, only the front kit was available.
Okay.
Now the front and rear is available. We did a custom acid green logo painting to really tie in the theme.
Yeah.
We have this very second AMS turbo upgrade kit. That's a Garrett-based turbo. Again, a lot of the guys were running the Pure upgrades, which is an incredible turbo setup. I had that on the V1 car. But in this case, we wanted to go with something different. So it's a bigger turbo, Garrett-based turbo that AMS put together. So this is actually the second car that has that. Remark produced a full titanium spec exhaust for this car, kind of as a one-off request. I've been begging them since last year, can we do a full titanium exhaust? And they did it, and they're going to be releasing this as a limited serial number of just 10 exhausts to other A90 owners.
Nice.
And then we have obviously everything else, like the Studio RSR cage, we have the seats.
We'll have to show them that, because I know that's a big component on here. So not only is the exterior done for SEMA or the virtual tour, but you can actually see the execution of the build. And so with the interior, there's a lot of small details, but the main things that stand out is obviously the color match cage, the Recaro seats, the new shift light and Alcantara steering wheel, as well as some other small details. So again, not only just showing from the outside, but the inside, the engine to back it up, the exhaust to make it sound good, the suspension to dial it in. So there's a lot goes into it. So coming to the back of the car now. So this wing is by far one of the best components that has changed since version 1.
Yes.
I'm personally not a huge fan of the kind of the strut uprights, which I know you have to have. And if you guys remember seeing SEMA last year, almost every build had it. And the reason why you have to do that is this thing's gonna start flapping in the wind if you don't. So this wing is what brand now?
This is part of the Veris package. So one of the big things that a lot of people may not realize is the Supra hatch is actually a plastic hatch.
Gotcha.
So it's for weight savings reasons, but obviously plastic in and of itself as a material is not that strong. So there's a lot of flex, there's a lot of bending. So when you mount a wing and it's not either chassis mounted or reinforced, you're gonna get a lot of wobbles. And that's why you had wings with extra, I call it scaffolding. It just looks like
it's holding it up.
It has all these extra braces, but it also negates away from the functional use of a wing because you want to minimize how much interruption there is in the wind flow. So this is mounted through a top mount reinforcement plate. It's exposed, but you'll see that the wing is like rock solid. It's not going anywhere. Veris is aero that can be used. It's functional. It's not show aero. You know what I mean? So that's the big thing with this car. It's so last year's car was great, and again we were limited based on the selection. And I loved last year's car for what it was. 45 days out of the gate, I think it was incredible. But
it was
again,
a great build.
V2, the vision of V2 was how do we step that up to a new level on this build in every aspect, and I think that's what we were going for.
I absolutely, without a doubt, think so. I think everyone watching this video is going to see the attention to detail. This thing's unreal, and again, this car is going to be debuted on November 16th.
That's right.
So tell us more about where they can see it, because by the time this video is out, it should be released.
Yes, so if you guys want to head over, Toyo every year does a tread pass booth at SEMA, which they gather some of the best builders at SEMA all in one place. This year, they're going to make that experience available for the public. You don't have to be a SEMA attendee. So they can go to toyo.com/treadpass, and then they can find, by the time they watch this video, it should be up, and they'll be able to walk through a virtual tread pass booth, click on the cars, find out more information on the builds, and get the tech information and everything. And I think they can win some cool prizes too.
It's even better. And is this car a car you're going to keep? We're not sure yet.
I always say I'm going to, but we never know what the future holds because there's only so many spots I have in my garage.
So this thing could be for sale, not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
But it could be for sale. So watch more of Daniel's builds. You can see him online. We'll plug his Instagram down below. This has been amazing. We're actually on a really tight crunch right now. We're literally going to be loading this up in like 15 minutes. So I need Gio Miguel to come back over. We're going to be putting the last few things on the car. I appreciate you so much, man.
Thank you, as always.
This is it's always a scramble, but it's a calculated scramble, if you will.
Absolutely. This is usually you guys are the final step, right?
Oh, yeah. We went ahead and did the accent pieces all over the car. We did, of course, the gloss line green, almost like an acid green. The custom stripe across the top. Kind of going through and doing something new, which is accentuating the body lines. This is something that you're probably going to see a lot more of. Daniel and I see real eye and eye on stuff like this. It's something I want to incorporate in the R8 build. So this is not the first, or this is not the last you're going to see this stuff. He actually mapped this stuff out with a designer in advance, and then we are executing it now. So I'm in love with the way this thing looks. Again, I know we have to finish up, but we definitely want to emphasize on what we did here. So we appreciate you so much, and we're going to finish the build, and we'll do some more stuff with Daniel in the future. So again, if you guys like what you see, hit the subscribe button below, and we'll have more videos in the future. See ya.